One of the first things that Brenton did when he came to the Crows was throw away the bikes. Is that one of the reasons why you've got that extra yard of pace?
No, I don't think so. I think we've put a lot more time into our weights program and our strength and development. I think that's probably more to do with the strong running.
Rory, there are certain teams when you're playing footy that you always want to beat, or they always beat you, so you want to get back at them. Collingwood seems to be one of those with Adelaide. Is that inspiring anything extra out of you guys this week?
Yeah, Collingwood have won a couple of big games against us, and that one last year stands out as well, where they absolutely destroyed us in the last quarter. So, look, they're a great side. They've got a great midfield. Numerous, no matter what, no matter who we're playing this weekend, it was always going to be a big game, and a big game for our supporters as well. We're in some good form. We want to see a big crowd there. So, yeah, it's going to be another tough challenge.
In terms of making statements, what do you think you're telling the AFL as a group at the moment?
Look, I just think we're a team that seems to be a bit blue collar, just going about it and producing some good wins. I think the AFL are aware of how we're going, so I think the scoreboard shows that.
Have you won back some of the things that were eroded over the previous 2 years?
Like what?
Well, one is always respect, and how people then look at you, how they want to then play against you, and so forth. In the past 2 years, you say by your own admission, haven't been good ones. So, what do you think this one's doing for you?
Well, we're definitely playing a lot more consistent footy this year, and we're putting whole games together, which is the most pleasing thing about this year, I think.
Is the respect factor being one?
No, I think we're just letting our footy show what we're on about this year, and Sando's brought in a different game style, as that's been as you guys are well aware, and I think that's showing in our footy, and we're probably earning a good name for ourselves at the moment.
Do you feel blessed with Brenton, particularly after seeing all the options that there were last year that Adelaide chose Brenton rather than anyone else?
Look, I'm sure we've had a great young list for the last couple of years, so I reckon this extra year of development's definitely helped. But look, I'm sure no matter which coach came in, we would have had a good year. But I think Brenton has really gotten a lot out of us this year so far, and is definitely looking to continue building our form and having a really good second half of the year.
No one's been questioning what you were going to do with your contract. It's like everyone's saying, dead set, you're going to sign and stay here. So what made you make that decision rather than think about going anywhere else?
Well, I haven't signed yet. We're just having a chat at the moment.
You're not looking anywhere else though, are you?
But look, me and I presume you're talking about Paddy. As it's been well aware, we're both loyal people. We're both enjoying our footy over here at the moment, and I know we both love the way Brenton's handling things. Love the way Dave Noble's handling things. We love the way the team's going at the moment. It's a really good feeling around the club, and it's something that'd be great to be involved in for a couple of years.
Is Paddy leaving any money for you?
I hope so. That'd be nice.
Is it fair to say though that yours, given the management scenario with your guys splitting from Stride and so forth, that you're pretty much agreed in principle anyway? It's a matter of just dotting a couple of I's and crossing some T's and waiting for things to pan out that way, maybe from a management paperwork trail?
Oh, look, that definitely threw us round a bit. But Nobes and Phil Harper were really good about it. I went to them first and sort of explained my situation. It was a different situation, I think, for them and for me, and they've been really good about it. And we held off talks for a while, but now we're back into our talks again, and hopefully we have something finalised soon.
Do you want it done sooner than later, obviously?
Sorry?
Do you want it done pretty soon?
Not fast.
So what's this game going to say this weekend, particularly if you win it?
Well, we're not focusing on the outcome at all, as I'm sure Sando and the rest of the team will make you pretty aware. I think our good form's going to mean a lot more. I think we're going to get a Saturday night game. A lot more supporters will come down. It'd be great to see AAMI Stadium packed out again and nice and loud, especially against an opposition like Collingwood. They've been a grand final side last year. They're in some great form again, and it's going to be a huge game and another huge test for us. We keep having these tests pop up week after week, and it's going to be great for us all to test ourselves out against another great side.
There's usually a theme of the week one week it's about tackling more, and another week's about getting more contested ball. Is there one this week?
Still tackling contested ball are big for us. I reckon we lost tackles again on the weekend, and it's been a big focus for us. And we know Carlton that's pretty much their number one focus. So, we lost that, and it was a bit disappointing. But we'd like to ramp that up this weekend.
When there's Swan and a few other players missing from Collingwood, how do you then measure them? Do you still rate them as a big test for you, or do you start like we might on the outside say, well, it's going to be an easy without those blokes there?
No, of course we still rate them. They've got such a great side and a really, really good depth of players to choose from. Regardless of Swan, Reid I think is out as well. It's still going to be a huge test for us. They've still got Pendlebury, Thomas, some big names through the midfield, and it's going to be another huge challenge.
So what's been the bugbear, particularly over the last 3 years?
I think they've matched up very well against us, and I reckon they knew our game plan pretty well and probably outsmarted us there. Whereas this year we're probably a bit more flexible, and I think our communication on ground's a lot better to deal with whatever teams put out to us. Sorry, mate.
Bernie was talking yesterday about the club being able to share the load. That if Thompson was smothered, then you might be able to pop up, or Paddy can pop up. Do you have more confidence in your teammates this year?
I definitely think everyone's pulling their load, as Bernie would have said yesterday, a lot more. You can now rely on a lot more players to play their role, and I think that's what everyone has a great understanding about. Is it's not just Tomo that has to play well. It's not just Danger. That if everyone plays their little role in the team, like Petrenko's one, you probably wouldn't pick up. Like last week, he had a 14 possession game. You would have thought he had a 30 possession game. He was so good, but he just played his role for us, and they're things that we love as a club, and guys like Petrenko don't really probably get the recognition outside of our four walls. But yeah, they're definitely roles that need to be played.
Are the Magpies a similar side in that respect?
Yes, they are. They've, as I said before, they've got that depth, and I think that's what's got them to the last couple of grand finals is blokes playing their roles and blokes doing it well.
And you personally, what sparked your rising form this year?
I'm not sure. I think not being injured first. I think the last 3 years I've had an injury. The first 6 rounds I've missed, so being able to string a few games together has definitely helped. And just coming straight off a good pre-season as well. Barely missed a session pre-season. I think that's very important just to stay fit and healthy and get a good run in the legs.
Rory, have you been surprised by the margins that you've beaten Geelong and Carlton?
Yeah, I was definitely surprised on the weekend. With Carlton, you know they can score quickly, and they're such a good side that you never feel safe no matter what margin, and that was sort of a theme we wanted to drive, was just be relentless and just keep attacking them.
Obviously in both games you had a real focus on just really finishing both clubs off and not letting them get up off the canvas by winning by such margins. Yeah,
well, Geelong was probably a little different. They held us up a lot and didn't let us continue on with the game style we wanted to play in that second half, I thought. But that was a big focus for us in the second half, was to not let up and not give Carlton an inch.
So at 6-1, do you now allow yourself to start thinking about finals?
Not yet. I think our games we've got coming up are still too important. We've got Collingwood this week, Freo over there, and then the bye. So we've got to really knuckle down and focus on Collingwood this week, because it's going to be a really, really big challenge for us. And they're going to come over here fired up, I'd imagine. And after a good win against Geelong last week, they're going to be itching to beat us again.
It's not difficult to not sort of get sucked in by some of the, the fans are all up and about, the talk on, $8 for the premiership and all that sort of stuff. Is it difficult to not get distracted by the rise in this town and the hope around it?
Well, it's great to have the rise in this town, and it's great to have the fans up and about, and to want to be able to get 40, 50,000 or 40 odd thousand out here. It's going to be awesome for us to play in. So it definitely helps us on that side of things, but I guess it depends on what you guys write and how you guys see if we'll make finals or not. But that's definitely not the focus in here.
What's the internal competition like at the moment?
Yeah, it's good, very good. Brad Symes has been playing awesome footy for Centrals. You've got some young boys who are really starting to step up now. You saw Joshy Jenkins has come in over the last 2 weeks. He's been playing some good footy. Shawnee McKernan's still playing awesome footy down south. So we've got some great depth. And I'm sure if blokes, or forbid it happen, like if blokes get injured or aren't playing some good footy, we've still got blokes to step up. And I'm sure Richie Douglas, you might even see him floating around this weekend.
You looked ahead at that. Bernie said yesterday that you had a big 6-week block coming up 3 weeks ago. You probably would have taken 3 wins at the start of that, wouldn't you? You've already got that now.
Yeah, we probably would have. But now we've won our last 3 games, it's time to move on to the next one. And now we've got that expectation to keep winning and to keep performing, and that's what we'll look to do.
Would you have been, I guess, you must be more confident than Collingwood going into this game, considering your form?
I don't think so. They've had the wood over us the last couple of years. They match up, as I said before, really well against us. They have a super strong midfield, and I think they'll be pretty confident after beating Geelong last week, and they'll want to carry on their good form over here.
Do you think the footy gods are smiling on you with injuries? Because the sides that you've played, you've had Goods, Bartel, and you had Murphy at the weekend. He's out for 10 weeks. Tippett gets a knock to the knee and back on the ground. Do you think the gods are smiling on the Crows?
Look, I'll put it to the strength and conditioning work we had over the pre-season. Nick Paulos, we've got a new strength coach in, and I think he's done an awesome job throughout the weights area and just managing our bodies. And Stephen Schwert as well has really managed us well. Whether they had a 6-day, 8-day break, they seem to know what'll suit players and take everyone on that individual basis. So guys like Tippo and that, guys aren't having those niggling injuries this year, which is good for us.
Would you still look at those other teams when they get those injuries and think...
Sorry, Mr. Starler.
Sorry, you look at those other teams when they have those injuries and think, well, gee, we were a bit lucky there.
No, because a lot of teams now have just another young bloke or someone else that can step up and fill that hole. So, look, it's all the same. You've still got to take everyone into account.
Rory, what do you like about the new way you go about your footy on match day?
Just the enjoyment I think everyone's having out there. Enjoyment of winning those one-on-one contests. Just really enjoyment factor, I think, Richie, is the biggest thing.
Is there a theme to move the ball forward quicker than you were in the past? Is that the thing that's excited you guys most? It's about really being on an attacking front all the time rather than looking to move backwards before you move forwards? Yeah,
well, that's how Sandoz obviously wanted us to play, and as you guys have seen, we've got a couple of big guys who can take contested grabs up there, and if not, they bring it down to guys like Porps, guys like Petrenko, guys like Ian Callanan, who are really good contested ball winners on the ground. So, look, that's the game style that suits us as a team, I think, and that's probably why we're doing all right at the moment.
You talked about tackling numbers down, but that might suggest that you've got the ball all the time. So is that something that you sort of discount?
No, because I think the opposition still have so much of the ball. There's still plenty of opportunities to tackle, and it's really our technique that we're trying to hone in on. Still not getting our technique right, and just the attitude to tackle. I think our pressure is really good on the opposition at the moment, but we really want to stick those tackles, and as most good sides do, they tackle well.
It seems every time you go to play Collingwood over here, Eddie buys into it and tries to get into your heads. Are you a mature group now that whatever he says won't matter?
Who tries to get in the head, sorry? Eddie? What's he been saying?
Well, he hasn't yet, but it's only Tuesday. I fully expect something between now and the weekend.
Nah, he won't say anything, will he?
I think he will.
Nah, he won't. We don't hear it. I'm pretty sure you guys might hear it. We don't hear that sort of stuff.
Rory, just a couple of big games coming up, and you're obviously focused on those, but at what point of the season do you start looking for, top 4? You need to focus on how many games you need to win to make that sort of end of the season.
Yeah, I guess it was whenever you reach that sort of points or those games that allow you to get in there. We all saw what happened to us last year after playing some okay footy the first game, so you don't want anything to relapse like that. yeah, we won't look at that until we've actually cemented our spot, I don't think.